Yo, welcome to another wonderful episode of MLB with Nate Great, son. Listen, sorry for the sketchy intro. You know how things go around here. We have the wonderful video playing and Nate doing what he do, getting broadcasting, but we have technical difficulties. But nonetheless, we're gonna get the show rocking and rolling how we always do. Yo, without further ado, welcome to the virtual man entertainment where we always do really inform what's going on. And tonight we have MLB Nate the Great.
Ball.
Hey,
What's
I'm
happening?
He got a
and
ball.
the
I ain't got
one and
no
only.
ball. I need a ball. I need a bat. Fucking bat.
Why?
Yeah, you see, he had a ball. See what he
Man,
did? He took the ball and he bought the ball. So I need something that baseball league. I need a bat.
you need a glove. Get a glove, man. I mean, can I golf glove? Does that count?
A golf.
You know, a golf swing is not different from a baseball swing.
Hey, they gonna come on the show yelling at you, man. You over here sounding like a freaky robot. And with that, folks, it is just I, D Rigger, aka Unc, and that's MLB Nate. And we are
Yes, yes.
doing and so Nate, yo man, we have what are we, a month and a half into
Month,
the season now? Month?
month and a half, yeah, month and a half in the season. A lot of things been going on since our last show. Back on the 27th. I'm not the 27th. I'm the 20th.
Uh-huh.
Of course, we had some highlights and everything. We thank Jay for all the help with that. But until we could get to that, we're gonna move on to actually the news for now. So starting with the main news, I wanted to give first one to start. Hate to start the show from the somber note, but gotta give respects and condolences to the family of John Sterling. Now, John Sterling, if you don't know, was the longtime play-by-play guy for the New York Yankees, who recently just passed away. Excuse me, who recently just passed away on May the 4th. A New York native born back in July 4th in 1938. John Sterling, of course, he passed away in his home in Edgewood, New Jersey. This past week, he was a broadcaster for the Baltimore Bullets back starting in 1970. Then the New York, New Jersey Nets from 75 to 81. He was with the Islanders from 75 to 78. The Atlanta Hawks from 81 to 89. The Atlanta Braves 82 to 87. Then came back home to his hometown team with the New York Yankees from 1989 until 2024. He had career highlights of 5,060 consecutive regular season games called, and he announced 8 World Series, including 5 that the Yankees actually won, which were 1996, 98, 99, 2000, and 2009. He was a 12-time Sports Emmy Award winner. And for those who may not know who John Sterling is, John Sterling was the guy who you always heard after a Yankees game, especially after the Yankees game when the Yankees won. He'd go like, "The Yankees win, the Yankees win." So that's John Sterling. Um, why you pop your head up like that? You know that's what I was talking about.
I knew who he was, but I heard it, and I actually being a longtime Yankee fan, it's like when Chick Hearn passed for the damn LA
Lakers.
Lakers. Yeah, bruh. It's gonna be hard. Everybody got a favorite. Everybody got a favorite sports announcer or broadcaster, and I'm sure that old school Yankee fans are really, are really put back by the loss of this guy. You know what I'm saying? He was a yeah, he been there for a long ass time, bruh. Every Yankee knows who he is. Every Yankee fan knows who he is. So, condolences to the family and to the Yankees organization and to the Sterling family on that part.
Yeah, he also was known for his signature calls for players, giving each player their own kind of like signature home run commentary. So
Right.
he and just so the day he died, the Yankees did go on and win that day as well, playing against the Orioles.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
I think we may have some highlights ready. I'm just gonna check real quick.
What? This ought to be interesting.
um, in the meantime, in that we apologize for any.
Oh,
Oh,
look.
never go. Here we go.
Oh, well, juggler only had to play actors. He actually hit it out of his glove. It got stuck in the webbing of his glove, and he threw the glove at Kohanowicz for the out. I was saying he was juggling too, but.
Oh, you already got one of those already this season, huh? All right.
Reminds you of El Duque when he had the glove stuck. He had the ball stuck in the glove.
Stuck in his whole glove, and he threw the whole glove at it over there.
That was all the way in 1999 when that happened.
Damn, you make it sound like it was a long time ago. Wait a minute. It was.
The 1900s.
In the 1900s, yeah.
From behind the pitch. That ball hit well. Bryce Matthews, a looking catch. Bryce continues to make highlight reel plays in back-to-back games.
Yeah, there was another highlight for you there. You know, there was a lot of defensive web gems that over the last 2 weeks.
Good. Got taken away from looking at a week where they had a whole division had a losing streak of 3 or more. The NL West.
Yeah.
That was crazy work, yo. What we got now? It's funny to watch them pop lock while they doing a slow motion. Oh, we're breaking it down too.
That was Shohei Ohtani throwing a mean sweeper. I don't know what Altuve was thinking. I guess he just gave up on the at bat with that.
You gotta be imagine how fooled you are to go way out there for that thing and then go way over there. He probably swang 3 days early.
Fields behind his back. 1 out. Behind the Bach. Yes.
Yeah, you saw it right. It was a picture. He caught it behind his back as the ball hit behind him. He kind of just crouched down and put his glove down.
Hey, that's some. Was he right-handed? Can you give me a shout out? That says Chandy Cox. Am I
Shout
saying
out
it
Candy
right?
Cox. We want to thank you,
Shout
Candy, for showing up.
out to Chandy Cox. You're probably like, yo, man, why are you even trying to sing my name like that? That's crazy business.
We appreciate you, Candy, for logging in today and logging in on the show.
Appreciate you. Look at that. We said your name 5 times. You didn't think we would, huh? Want me to say it one more time? Chandy Cox. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What other kind? Hey, what else we got going up on here, man? What you about to show us now, Nate?
Are they waiting as we?
Deep right field. Wonderful waterfall. Stevens and scores. Wave is on to add another. Here comes McLean. Save! A sac fly scores 2, and the Reds take a 6-4 lead on a fly ball out.
So for those who may not be unsure what happened during the fly ball out in the right, Seiya Suzuki caught the ball, but he slammed into the wall, which brought him to the ground. So not only did the runner from third score, the runner from second scored as well.
He knocked himself out. Damn, and I bet you it was a spectacular play, too. I bet you it was. Great catch. Hey, get up.
Hold on. Yes, he did. Times the steps and gets to the back in time for the out. Grabs the right side as Murakami fielding Hudson. Did he hold on? Yes, he did.
Hey, that was good balance. I mean,
Yeah, I can't say no. I guess he beat man. He did have it. Oh well. He was lucky as hell. How you getting paid all that money to be bobbling the ball? Catch that bitch. Hello, is that Dorothea? Dorothea Brand.
hello there, ma'am.
What it is, what it was, what it will be.
Thank you for joining on tonight's show.
All right. You got baseball fans out here, Nate. Damn. I'm thinking hey, these people's out here for Nate the Great. And we appreciate y'all. We do.
No! He lost it on the way down! It's a grand slam! Did he have the ball? No! Deep left center field. Matthews charging back, but did he have the ball? No! He lost it on the way down! It's a grand slam! Did he have the ball? No! Deep left center field.
Now it's tough for Bryce Matthews, who's actually one of the bright spots in Houston right now. I know Houston's been struggling a lot lately. Between him and Yordan Alvarez, they've been like the brightest spots. And I think Bryce Matthews has a bright future out here in the league. But
Did
it
they
sucks
win
when
that game?
it sucks when you actually catch the ball and then the ball pops out of your glove and then goes over the wall.
Sounds like some schleprock shit to you. If you got it in your glove, you gotta catch it. You gotta keep, you gotta hold on. What do you do?
Cruz from his backside. Gets forced to third. And again squaring. And bunts to Cruz. Cruz to third. Got him. Oh, what a pick by McMahon. Cruz from his backside. Gets the force at third.
I'll be honest, I was surprised he made that play that night.
It sounds like it was a good play.
Because shout out to Ryan McMahon for sticking with it. Because sometimes with pitchers when they're fielding, you never really know how it's going to go.
Elevates and brings it back. Look at the smile.
Hey, Nate, I got a question after this. Nate.
Uh-huh.
Why does the damn announcer sound the same in all these games, Nate?
It might sound the same, but they're not.
Hey, I'm pretty good with it. Them guys, them two that we just heard, sound similar.
Ball spinning and look at Walker barehanded. Oh, that spin. Walker adjusted and made a great play. This ball spinning and look at Walker barehanded. Oh, that spin. Walker adjusted.
That must have been a good play. My man didn't move the whole time.
That was Christian Walker from the Houston Astros. Basically a play where it bounced, but then it was bouncing away from him, and he was going the opposite direction, but he was able to stretch out his arm enough to catch it and then still make the tag at first. With his bare hand. So the game happened. I remember I uploaded the video, so I already seen the highlights beforehand.
Hey, well, we can't tell.
Those are some of the highlights, and there was many more. As always, thank Jay for all his help, him and Leo as always. And back to what I was just the last thing on John Sterling. Derek Jeter had actually commented on the day of his passing. I'm going to read a quick excerpt from him. Derek said that John Sterling is as much a part of the fabric of the New York Yankees organization as a player, as any player. It was an honor to have him call every one of my games during my career, and an absolute pleasure to get to know him on a personal basis. My thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends. He will be deeply missed. And moving forward, hate to keep it on a bad note, but because he wasn't just a billionaire. He also owned a baseball team. Ted Turner also passed away.
Yeah, Ted Turner. That's right.
Ted
Famous
Turner,
owner of the Atlanta Braves.
yeah, Ted Turner, who actually I was born. I say I was born on his birthday since he's older than me, obviously. Passed away on May the 6th, which is yesterday. He was a well-known television producer, media proprietor, and philanthropist. He had founded CNN, which was the first 24 hours cable news channel. And he also founded WTBS, which, Turner Broadcasting, along with TNT as well. He had Cartoon Network and Turner Classic Movies. Turner passed away in his home in Lamont, Florida, this past week. He was born from Cincinnati, Ohio, back on November 19th of 1938. Leaves behind 5 children. He also owned the Atlanta Braves, which the Atlanta Braves during his time, they turned into a World Series team back in 1995 when the Atlanta Braves won the World Series. He held on to Turner for a very long time. And to this day, when the Braves, actually, it's funny because when the Braves played the game last week on TBS, a lot of people were saying the Braves are back on TBS right where they belong, because they always belonged on Turner. But since over the years, teams have gone to different stations. He's also known for having WCW, which is World Championship Wrestling, which for a long time was for those of us who grew up in the 80s or remember in the 90s, the Monday Night Wars between the WCW and then known as the World Wrestling Federation, where they were battling on Monday nights. And it was a lot with him being with Ted Turner being a billionaire and Vince McMahon being a billionaire at the same time as well. Gave some great TV and some great times during the 90s, during that era. So he wanted to offer to get into condolences. Ted Turner did a lot of other things as well, so he just wanted to offer condolences to his family as well on the passing of Ted Turner, once again, who has passed away at the age of 87. Also next with the news, couple of big firings that happened. First, we're going to start with Alex Cora of the Boston Red Sox, who was relieved of his duties. Alex Cora was a head coach for eight seasons with the Boston Red Sox. Through that time, he had a total record of 620 wins and 541 losses, setting the franchise record for the Boston in 2018 with 108 and 54 record. While they went on to lead, going on to lead Boston to the 2018 World Series. They also made playoff appearances in 2021 and to the ALCS in 2025. He was best known. He's also suspended in 2020 season due to his role when he was with the Houston Astros back in 2017, where it was the whole scandal about the Astros cheating and using drones and video cameras and things to tip off pitches that were pitches. His postseason record overall as a coach is 18-10. They did start the season off pretty bad. To start the season off at 9-19. Not 9-19. Sorry. They started off, but they had a losing streak. They were falling behind in the division, and they actually fired him after they had just won a game 17-1. Taking over for him is Pete Fast, who is the third base coach for the Boston Red Sox. Many have said that it's been like Pete Fast is more of a he works a lot better with the younger players that's there on the Red Sox. And Cora was some rumors were that Cora was the type of coach he wanted to play guys that were already veterans, already well-made team. He didn't want to have to deal with no new players, rookies, or anybody that you had to develop. So he wasn't in that process. He wanted to actually coach players that were already established. So going forward, we'll see what happens for Cora. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere else for him to actually coach eventually at some point. Moving on, the Philadelphia Phillies fired Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson had a 9-19 start this year. They were on a 10-game losing streak for the Philadelphia Phillies. He led the team to the World Series in 2022, but since then, the Philadelphia Phillies have always seemed to come up short during their time. They've just like last year against the LA Dodgers, they had the Dodgers on the road, lost. They lost its series in the first round to the Miami Marlins. Years after they went to the World Series, and it just seems like we're not sure if they would ever get over that hump. Would they ever get over that next stage? So Thompson, during his coaching career, which was all with the Philadelphia Phillies, he had a record of 355 wins and 270 losses. He was part of the World Series champion team with the Yankees in 2009 as an assistant coach, as he coached from 2008 to 2017 with the Yankees. And again, he started off with the Phillies in 2018. He became a member of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in 2019. Taking over for him is former Yankee and Yankee legend Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly, of course, has coached before in the past for the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Miami Marlins. He has a total coaching record of 897 wins and 951 losses. Currently, as of today, after they did lose today, Don Mattingly record though is 8-2 with the Phillies right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes forward with the team and how the Phillies respond, because the Phillies have a World Series contender team, but has fallen short. Now, the question I had for anybody on the show, besides myself talking, is with these moves, how going forward, what does the overall impact look like for both teams, for Alex Cora and for Alex Cora and Rob Thompson, as far as where they may end up at next, as far as another team, and what do you see it as far as happening for Don Mattingly and Pete Foster, who have taken over for both of those organizations? As also, Alex Cora was actually was rumored to have offered to decline the Philadelphia Phillies job when it was offered to him.
How
What do you
long
think?
ago was that? How long ago was that though?
Right after he was let go.
Really? Oh, snap.
So where do you see Philadelphia and Boston going, as far as, without taking personal feelings away, Unc?
Yeah, because you already know what's coming out of my mouth. But
So start with the Phillies first. Then where do you see the Phillies? Where do you see the Phillies going the remainder of the season?
hey, it's Philly too. I want you to know that too. But because we are doing a family show, we talked about that earlier before we started the season, like where you was molding the NL East, and you had to I thought, did you say you thought they were going to be a pretty good team this year, didn't you?
I thought so. Yeah, I did have the Phillies. I was hopeful for them because they had a good team, and I liked a lot of the players on that team. So I had high hopes for them. I just felt like this has to be like the season for them, because their window of
Right.
opportunity is going out the window. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
very
dwindling,
quickly.
and
Yeah, very quickly. Very quickly.
right. And as you see, the Braves is the best team in the East right now.
But they've been playing like that should be the case too. I gotta admit, the Braves are a bunch of that. They look like a bunch of bullies with bats. They look good. They look strong. So that division and had work on it. I would have said something about the AFC Central. That's the AFC Central, huh?
I guess if you want to compare it to that, if you look at that division, right now the Braves is the strongest team with the best record. They were the first to get to 20 wins this season. The Mets still finding their way
They're
right
still in
now.
East, huh? That's the yeah.
Yeah, and it's still a long season, so they're going through their struggles now. And sometimes, you never know. The Mets go through their struggles now, and then they'll be hot the rest of the season. Sometimes it's better to go through it
That
early.
and see, I know that some folks will get mad because we'll poke fun at what's going on, but what this game does is make things elongated, long, and this season is really long. So there's gonna be a time where you probably go through that lapse where you lose a couple of few games and you start getting down on yourself. They came back, you know what I'm saying? So they're no longer losing. How long will that last? We don't know, but I would think that they feel a lot better about themselves after that was horrible. They was already, they already told them they canceled 2028. They was looking terrible out there.
Well, with the Mets right now, Nolan McLean is one of the bright spots for them, especially as far as
Hmm.
pitching. That to me, that's their ace right now on that team. And then you got Bo Bichette still doing work offensively. Just want to see if he can stay healthy throughout the whole season. Also
Right.
in that division, you got the Miami Marlins with Xavier Woods and Xavier Woods. I'm thinking of wrestling. Xavier Edwards,
Hmm.
Kyle Stowers, and you got Cabrera, one of their starting pitcher aces. So that's why for the Phillies, this ain't a division you can take lightly and just sit back and think and coast because
Yeah,
the rest
won't
of the teams
nobody
are
come
coming.
over there. They not getting nobody we worry about, right? Yeah, yeah,
And
hey,
let's
no.
and let's not forget about the up and coming. If they keep this team going the way they are, the Washington Nationals in another few years. You got some core pieces right now with James Wood and C.J. Abrams, just to name two, and Keeper Ruiz.
Yeah,
I mean
you might
Ruiz.
need you might need a new refrigerator. Yeah, you gotta have everything new. That's right.
So we'll see with the
Keep it.
Phillies. To see if they'll bounce back. They got too much talent on that team. Even with them losing a few players, they still have a formidable team. So try to give me your best bias take on the Red Sox.
Um.
Unbiased.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
No, no, no,
unbiased.
no, 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 no. It won't be. No, I got you. I mean, I think they're a shell of the team they were just a couple of years ago. Maybe about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know if you want to blame Alex Cora for anything that could have transpired, and I don't think I heard anything bad about him through anybody else in the organization other than this man just lost and everybody who's on the, I guess, on the side of letting them, getting rid of this guy showed up and showed out, not thinking anything else. So I didn't see Boston as a contender anyway this year, so I don't know, bro. I just haven't liked it. They look stagnant. I don't know. They might put a run on or something, but they don't look good. I don't think they look good at all this year. I'm sorry, they don't. And I just think it's the all-around game performance anyway. That's what I think.
Yeah, them losing again today to Tampa, and I think it's more. I don't think you blame Alex Cora all the way, but after 8 years, you figure maybe we have a new start. I'm a little leery about these third base coaches and these assistant coaches. They know the game too as well. It seems like there's been a trend lately that's been going on, and I don't know if that's for the good or the better. But they're saying that Pete Fates communicates better with the team, especially the younger guys they have there, like Roman Anthony. You got Rafaela there. So we'll see. They just had Garrett Crochet who went down the injury. Their main ace. But then you got to also look at over the last few years with the Red Sox. They've let a lot of key pieces go from Mookie Betts after the 2018 World Series. You got to look at last.
Hmm.
You can just look at last year. They made the decision to trade for to get Alex Bregman, and then you wanted Bregman to take over third base and wanted Devers to move to first. Devers wasn't too happy about that, thinking as far as I've been here all this time. If anything, maybe move Bregman to a different position, but that ended up
Yeah,
being the
right.
issue,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and that ended up being the issue. And then we finally got out of that hole with Devers being traded to San Francisco, but then Bregman opted out of his contract after the season, and now Bregman's over in Chicago. So there's a lot of people in Boston, as far as Boston is not happy with management either. So
Hmm.
management, I think, has just as much, even more to blame as far as the Red Sox shortcomings this season so far.
Okay. Yeah. I'm always biased about them, but I think that sounds a little bit more directly proposed to what I'm saying and what's going on. So yeah, it sounds better. Yeah.
Now, also in the league, unfortunately, the injury bug has hit a ton of players. Starting off, we got Garrett, as I said, Garrett Crochet from the Red Sox, the previously aforementioned, he's going on the injury list with a left shoulder inflammation. You also have Ronald Acuna Jr., who's been placed on a 10-day after he had a hamstring strain. And the big news yesterday, Carlos Correa will be undergoing season-ending ankle surgery for the Houston Astros. So now that puts a hole in that puts a hole offensively. The Houston Astros, a guy who's been with the team. Of course, he's part of the 2017 championship team. Jeremy Pena, who's still rehabbing. He hasn't been cleared yet to come back to the majors yet, but he'll most likely take over shortstop full time. You have Mauricio Dubon, who probably can play for right now, but we'll see how that goes going forward for the Houston Astros. Also for the Red Sox, Roman Anthony, their star outfielder, is going on the injured list as well with a sprained finger ligament. Also next to that, a couple days ago, Giancarlo Stanton was placed on a low-grade right calf strain on the injured list for the New York Yankees. Of course, Stanton has had a history of injuries with his calf.
Yeah.
But with the money he spent, people was wondering about trading him. Stanton's got too big of a contract with and he doesn't play enough. He hasn't played enough games over the last few years to where anybody's going to take that contract on. And he's still serviceable when he's playing, as he's shown over the last two, especially during the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just about him staying healthy. That's why you see he don't play in the outfield. People forget that he's an outfielder because he plays DH. He's DH most of the time now.
Right.
But right now the Yankees have been playing pretty well. Of course, Anthony Volpe just returned. Was just returning as well. And then you got them calling up. And then they got a call up coming. I'm going to bring that up next in a minute. Justin Steele of the Chicago Cubs was diagnosed with a flexor strain and will be reevaluated in a month. So he's going to be on the shelf for a moment with Chicago. But Chicago has been playing well. It has a strong, deep bullpen as well as pitching rotation. Framber Valdez, the big acquisition for the Detroit Tigers this offseason, he was issued a 6-game suspension for throwing at Trevor Story. Now he threw at Trevor Story and it wasn't intentional. I mean, he was getting demolished against the Red Sox in a game where they was up already on them 7-1, and he intentionally threw at him. So he's been suspended 6 games. And as I said, coming up, the Yankees are calling up outfield prospect Spencer Jones to fill in for the Yankees. Of course, you got Jason Dominguez, you got Bellinger, and you got Judge out there in the outfield. So looking to see the Yankees are high on him, and we'll see how it pans out when he plays his first game and see how he handles the pressure of the big leagues. So good luck to him. Good luck to him with that. Moving on to these are your current standings for Major League Baseball as of today. Currently at this moment at 10:45 your time, Eastern time, 9:45 Central time.
Damn, on point.
Trying to get the most accurate time.
Hold on.
In the American League East, we got the Yankees still in the lead at 26-12, followed by the surging Tampa Bay Rays, who are 25-12 and half a game behind the Yankees. Tampa Bay has won 9 of their last 10 games. They're on a current 7-game winning streak as they just beat the Red Sox earlier today, 8-4. In third is the Baltimore Orioles, 9 games out at 17-21. Of course, they were swept by the Yankees over the weekend. You got the Toronto Blue Jays and the Red Sox filling out the bottom of the division at 16-21 and 16-22 respectively. Moving on to the American League Central, we have the Cleveland Guardians at 20-19. They have a 1.5 game lead over the Detroit Tigers, who are 18-20. The Chicago White Sox, who have been a surprise this season, are 17-20.
Hold up. They got 17 wins already?
Yeah, you remember how they were going last year when they had that 28-29 game losing streak.
They didn't get 20 wins until late August.
Yeah, about around that time.
That's wild, Joe.
Kansas City's right behind them at 17-21, and Minnesota rounds it out at 16-22. The American League West, another surprise at the top of the division, but I'm not going to take credit for it, but I have been talking about if they keep this team together, they're gonna make some noise eventually. They're gonna at least be one of those wild card rounds, and that's the Athletics, who are 19 and 18 right now, leading the American League West. Seattle falls second at 18 and 20, a game and a half back, and then you have Texas at 17 and 20, Houston at 15 and 23, and the Los Angeles Angels at 15 and 23. So that's your American League standings. For the National League, the Atlanta Braves, as we spoke about before, 26 and 12, leading the division, followed by the Washington Nationals at 18 and 20, the Philadelphia Phillies at 17 and 21, Miami also at 17 and 21, and the Mets at 14 and 23 in last place. As you see, the Braves are the only team that's over 500 right now in the division.
Wow.
I gotta laugh at somebody there.
Oh.
In the National League Central Division, the Chicago Cubs 26 and 12 as well, tied for the best record in the American League with the National League with the Braves. They lead the division, followed by they have a 4-game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals, who are 21 and 15. The Pittsburgh Pirates, the young scrappy Pittsburgh Pirates, who raising the cones this year. This is their anthem, raising the cones, are 21 and 17, followed by the Brewers at 19 and 16, and the Cincinnati Reds at 20 and 18. If you look at that, the entire National League Central is over 500.
Above 500. I was about to say that's the only. Damn, they balling, yo.
They got a lot of young, exciting players on all of their
Yeah.
teams.
So yeah, they ain't playing. They out there getting they ball on right now.
And then
That's
rounding
good.
out
That's good.
Rounding out is the National League West with the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers at 23 and 14, followed by the San Diego Padres at 22 and 14, right on their heels as they always have been the last few seasons. The Arizona Diamondbacks at 17 and 19, Colorado at 15 and 23, and San Francisco at 14 and 23. So far with all the league standings, who is there anybody up there that you see as a surprise to you that like you're surprised to see where they're standing at right now as of today, even though it's only May? You know, we still got a long season to go.
I'm happy for Colorado and Chicago because I think they're pretty good organizations. And I can see them doing better than what they have been, especially the last 2 seasons for both teams. So to see them in there and having the number of wins they have already, I think that's good. Any standout teams? No, no, not really. I would have expected those that are in the lead to be in the lead. Um, and I wish I had something to make me say that differently, but that's really all I got. I don't see anything too outstanding. Maybe it's because it's too early, and that's about it, though.
Yeah, and there's some we got our Mets fans out there, you know, who the Mets do got to do better. But like I said, like we were saying, it is early in the season, so there's still hope for
Hmm.
the Mets to turn it
Hmm.
around.
Right.
They get a lot of those guys back. They'll be and you have to go with what you have. You know, I hear some players, you know, not players. I hear some fans, not anybody here, but like just overall, I be scoping through the fan chats and pages and stuff for all teams. And, you know, a lot of them are like, see, we should have kept Pete Alonso. Hey, coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's done now.
Right. Right.
You're past the Pete Alonso era because, to be honest, you can't be mad at the team. I mean, not the team. Be mad with the organization because Pete only left because nobody offered him a contract first but the Orioles. They were the first team
Hmm.
to offer him a contract.
Hmm. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I
Yeah,
don't see nothing
Mets got
wrong
to
with it at
tighten
all.
up. I think they will.
Yeah, for real, they gotta tighten up.
So we got a long season ahead, though. It's only May, so we got some months to go before we even really. I don't really think we should start judging and really starting to see where teams at until after the All-Star break. That's like in any sport, but sometimes people
I
got.
think that's a fair exception. Yeah, because they finally seen who they're gonna see at least a couple of times already. You know,
Yeah, you might have
on
you might
whatever opposing team it is. Yeah.
you might have one or two teams that you can see from the jump. Okay, we already know they're going to be in the playoffs, but for the most part, you never really know what's going to happen. By the time you get to the second half, you can kind of scope out after July who's going to be there and who's not going to be there.
You say you're not scared, but you shouldn't worry about the season. It's the start of the season. Yeah, we give that benefit of the doubt kind of scenario to what we're seeing early. It was early, pollen. It could have messed them up, whatever it was. It could have been a number of things, but they win. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a lot of people asking these questions around here, so I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. I think you're right, and I'm with you on that one, Nate. Let the season progress. Let's see what we got, because something's gonna happen.
So now as we move on to the next segment, this is the segment I like to have. These are clips. These are just moments in baseball games, the fun moments. Sometimes it's fun clips, and just random things that happen. That you don't always get to see. That doesn't make front page news in baseball, but it happens during the games. And if you ever go to any games, you probably see it happen during the game. So, we got a few clips that I do want to stress upon. If we can, so we play the first clip. And in this first clip, this is something that I think, while it's being loaded up, I think every baseball player has, and you can relate this to any sport. Anybody who's been in the league, wanted to get to the league before, and you had to fight and get through and fight through it, and for years you never wasn't sure if you was gonna make it or not. You live for this moment. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for our patience with we have some technical difficulties today with our video. So you guys that you just bear with us a moment. But I can explain it in the meantime. Drew Maggi, who's an infielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates, he was in the minors for 13 years. There you go.
Officially goes into the record books as having a major league hit and a major league RBI. 13 years of toiling in the minor leagues. There's the ball, and there's the man.
Number 39, Drew Mancave.
So yes, as I was saying, this Drew Maggi, who he was in the minor leagues for 13 years, played in over 1,100 minor league games, and had nearly 4,500 plate appearances before he was finally called up. And when he finally made his debut, the whole stadium stood on their feet and gave him a round of applause, especially a lot of those who have been following him through the minors and know that he's been there. I think it was a great story. Drew Maggi, just to give you a little background on him, he's 36 years old, finally playing in his first major league game.
He's that young man. He went from being young. He ain't young no more.
From Phoenix, Arizona, and like I say, he was back. So for him, he finally made his first debut in April the 26th. Actually, was the day that he first played his first actual game.
Wow.
Played overseas. He played internationally a little bit. He was with different leagues, but he was always in the minor leagues all that time. So to finally get that call up, even if he would have never played another game again, at least having that call up that day probably meant the world to him.
And he had people in the stands on that call. I know he did, man. That must have been great.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, we're going to continue on with the show, but we're going to give a quick little promo. As always, here via the virtual man cave, we present MLB with Nate. I'm here on Thursdays with our special guest DESHANTA, who taps in from time to time, along with Jay, who you saw at the beginning of the show. Tomorrow is the OG show. Usually tomorrow or Saturday, sometimes depending on how it goes. But the OG show, the original show, the show that started all of this, Virtual Mancave, which has all of us, the members on the crew, myself, Unc over here, Jay, Leo, Arthur, Troy the chef, and also always a shout out to Corey out there, the mayor, doing his thing. So tune in tomorrow. If you ain't doing nothing else, you ain't doing nothing, you ain't cutting up, you ain't doing nothing, you probably ain't doing nothing tomorrow. Come on, join in, have some fun with us. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna joke, we're gonna talk politics, we talk everything, politics, life, whatever it may come to, you know. So tune in for it.
You too can get a disclaimer if you like.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Those shows are a little bit different than, you know, how you might see this show or me and Unc show. But still, the show is some great content and great topics that are talked about during those shows. Also, then we have Mondays, of course, which always starts off the week with, we have D Rigger that presents Moments with Unc. I was waiting for you to do it. Oh, you did it.
Hey, I gotta stay with it, man. It's a job.
And Unc, tell the people what you like to talk about on Mondays.
I mean, again, it's called Moments with Unc, and basically we just go through. We might talk about the hottest topics during the week, but we usually then sit back and I try to give you some of my, as Jay calls it, some of my wisdom and some of my knowledge on things that, you know, we generally talk about on a regular basis. And that's with anything going on, politics, sports, family lives, you know what I'm saying? Individualism, you know, how we have to talk it. But, you know, that's what we do here. So that's what I be doing on Mondays. So if you're interested, come on and stop on by.
Yes, indeed. We tap in around, what is it, 9:30 Eastern time, huh?
9:30. We tried for 9:30, 9:40, 45. You know, we don't want to start at 11 because, like myself, and probably like right now, y'all like, damn, he looks sleepy. Because I've been up all day since 4 o'clock. I'm always sleepy. But not for y'all though. We here for y'all. This is what we do, and we're here to have a good time with it. So I hope you guys will be out there and enjoy it and come and hit up each show. Every time we're out there, y'all just pop onto the virtual man cave here, put us in, come subscribe. Yo, you got
Like,
your hat
comment,
on?
subscribe, and share.
Where's your hat? You got your hat?
Oh no, this is not the one. Do you got yours?
I got, hey, you know, we always sporting merchandise. So if y'all really like them, y'all can get the virtual man cave hat with the mad colorway. Wait, why are you going to come? He got videos now. Okay, we'll show
So
you
these are
these
two.
later.
So these are two videos I want to play. Last 2 years I want to play about this. Now these ain't really fun. One is a fun clip. It's like, this is how you should hope your squad is with you. But then the next video is gonna be what you should never do, in my opinion. Now in that video, just showing a bunch of kids. One of the kids caught he got him a baseball, and his whole team was happy for him. When I mean team, it was just him and his friends. But they look like a bunch of kids under the age of 8, and they celebrated like they were the ones that caught it. And that's how you want your squad to be. Now this next video, in my opinion, when you're a certain age, I just think there's certain things that just should be. You should just know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, this man here in Cleveland thought differently. It's such you want to laugh at it just because it's the fact that he's a grown man, and you know, as we wait for Jay to be able to
Hit pretty well to left. And gone. Daniel Schneemann. his fourth home run of the year, and it's the Guardians that score first.
Oh, clank.
No, he's not going to steal that.
Yeah, that can't happen.
Well, it seems something wrong has occurred. It's nice up for and that's making up for that fan and friends and deserves that baseball.
What a guy. What a guy.
Look at that. She's going to with the glass on. Go right.
That's phenomenal.
Yes, it is. Yeah, they didn't show because we gone to break. The boy, who I imagine is her brother, had gone up to that fan.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was asking the fan, "Can we give that to my sister?"
Reconsider? And yeah, you know what? It was an interaction that was uncomfortable to watch.
It was.
You felt embarrassed for the guy.
And look, the brother's happy. He gets to hold the baseball, and she's.
Yeah, so, and the funny thing about it is I did some more research on it. He actually was on the local television maybe a day or two later after that, and then he wanted to apologize. He said the first thing he wanted to do was apologize, and I guess saying he ain't caught up in the moment, so he didn't mean to or whatever, but
Oh, you need to get checked for that.
like, when you look at that video, it didn't look like he cared or he was sorry, but
yeah.
Yeah, he definitely did.
You can go get checked.
All right, so those are some clips we had. Now we're gonna go to one of I know y'all's favorite moments, and DeShanta as well. Whenever she's here, it's the AUSL League, which is our women's softball league. We had some more golden tickets that were given out recently, and we're gonna tell you who got a golden ticket. First up for the golden. What you say, Unc?
It's the way you said the golden ticket.
So first off, for the golden ticket, we have Peja Gold, who received a golden ticket to be drafted for the AUSL. And then we have Ailana Agbayani of the University of Oklahoma. Now, if Ailana Agbayani sounds familiar, the last name, that's because she's the daughter of former Mets player Benny Agbayani. And she will be she's going on to the league. Actually, the league had their draft recently over the past week. So there were some players that were drafted over that course of time. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown of each team who made picks. They only made about 3 picks. So Ailana Agbayani joins the Chicago Bandits along with Taryn Kern, who went Agbayani went 13th, along with Taryn Kern, who went for Stanford, who went 11th. Jocelyn Erickson of Florida, catcher, went 5th. Then for the Carolina Blaze, we had Dakota Kennedy, outfielder for Arkansas, who went 16th. She was joined by Reese Atwood of the University of Texas, who went number 7, and he had Carolyn Pickens, who went number 1 from the University of Tennessee as the number 1 overall pick. And as I see some Mets fans down in here making some comments because I mentioned Agbayani. Then moving on to the Utah Talons, they drafted Jordan Woolery, infielder from UCLA, at number 6, and Taylor Tinsley went number 12 from UCLA, relief pitcher. The Texas Volks drafted Najari Kanadi from Texas Tech at number 2, and Lehan Good of the University of Texas went number 8. Next up, you have the Oklahoma Sparks, who drafted Maya Johnson from the University of Belmont at number 3, along with Peja Gold, who's from Mississippi State, who went number 10, and Amari Harper, who's from University of Oregon, a utility player, picked the number 14. So we want to wish all those ladies congratulations on being drafted to the league. Now, I know when you think about the league, it doesn't sound like a lot of people drafted. First, the league doesn't have that many teams right now. It's about 6 total. So as they expand over the years, there's going to be more teams. There's going to be more players that can get drafted. So there are athletes that are currently in the reserved pool list, and they were invited to that reserve pool. So which allows them at any opportunity of availability to join that team, they'll be on that list already. So and hopefully within the next year or two, as the AUSL continues to expand, they will have more teams that come along in the next few years. I can think of some cities that they would be great to have them. Actually, I wish they had one down in Houston. A team down in DC. You got DC, you got New York, you got a lot of other places that would be great to have a team. Sacramento, they support their teams out there as well. The teams they have out now do always support teams, but it's going to take some time as the league is only in their second year. So we look forward to seeing where these players end up at in time. But during that time, they still have places they can go play until they make it to the AUSL. And now moving on to our good buddy Jay, his favorite segment of the show, which is called Shining Stars. And these are people who have shined out lately, and or they're projecting they either already kind of got some stardom to them, or they look out for them to be future stars in the league. So first we're going to start off with Carlos Cortez of the Athletics. Right, they're gonna get to that bag. They're gonna get that bag. Shout out to the ladies, as they said. Thank you for that. As I said, we're gonna start off with for our shining stars, Carlos Cortez of the Athletics, who's an outfielder. He has right now through 78 at bats. He's at 29 hits, 4 home runs. Is batting 372. Cortez has been on a roll right now for the Athletics throughout this season so far. I've watched a couple of Athletics games, and he fits right in with Tyler Soderstone, Brent Rooker, Jacob Wilson, Lawrence Butler, Denzel Clark, and the rest of that team. He fits in well with them. He was born on June 30th, 1997, in Orlando, Florida. He played his amateur career at Lake Howell High School. He was actually drafted originally by the Mets in the 20th round of the 2016 Major League Draft, but he didn't sign. He then went on to the University of South Carolina for 2 seasons, where he played baseball for the South Carolina Gamecocks. And then he played collegiate summer baseball at the Cape Cod Baseball League for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. Then also next up, a well-known player in the league right now, Ozzie Albies, who plays for the Atlanta. He plays for second base for the Atlanta Braves from out of Wilmstitch, Caraco. He started his career in 2017 with the Atlanta Braves. Currently, he's a 3-time All-Star. He was part of that World Series champion Braves team in 2021. He's a 2-time Silver Slug Award winner also as well. For Ozzie Albies, he started playing baseball at the age of 6, and he was switch hitting in 2013. And he was discovered by a scout and then signed with the Braves for $350,000 as an international free agent on July 2nd of 2013. One of his biggest influences signed was his connection to Andrew Jones and Aldratton Simmons. As far as Albies' numbers are concerned, Albies is batting currently right now. He's batting 323 from 124 at bats with 7 home runs, 20 RBIs, with an OPS of 908. So those are your shining stars of this week. Now coming up is the upcoming games that I think you should check out for up until our next show. This weekend, a couple of games that we got the Seattle Mariners and, like we talked about before, the Chicago White Sox, who are up and coming lately. They're playing they're playing real well. They got a star player. They got a star player on their team in Munetaka Murakami, who has been blasting home runs left and right out for them. He's been a big, powerful batter for that team in that lineup, and it's helped the Chicago White Sox to 17 wins right now already, as opposed to, of course, last season. They had a dismal season last year. Also, the Chicago Cubs will be in Arlington playing the Texas Rangers. You got the St. Louis Cardinals, who will be visiting San Diego this weekend. and the Atlanta Braves against the Los Angeles Dodgers this weekend. That should be a great series also as well. For the following week, we got division rivals in the East, Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays going at it in Toronto. As I said before, Tampa Bay has won 9 of their last 10 games, and they are surging. Toronto, of course, who was in the World Series last year, starting off kind of slow, got a lot of injuries, and got some injuries that they're working through right now. So, look for them to have more of a late surge later on in the season. The Chicago Cubs also, again, but this time they'll be playing the Atlanta Braves. I think that's going to be a knockdown series. I think it's going to be an exciting series between those two. Another series, two teams that just one of those teams are young, but they don't seem like they can ever get over the hump when it's playoff time. The San Diego Padres and the Milwaukee Brewers will be playing the series out in Milwaukee. And then you got the St. Louis Cardinals against the up-and-coming Athletics in Sacramento for next week. So those are your games to check out. Some of the games to check out. I advise you to check them all out, but these are some of the games that I think you should check out for the next week. I don't know if we got the picture for this. I'm hoping we can get the picture for this. This is the grub of the week. I'd like to know if our camera person can get this picture up for us. This is the food of the week to see what would you actually try this.
Man, I don't see nothing.
Again, we thank you for your patience. They're working on it. Pictures loading up. Sometimes it's like this. Some days, we have, it's a little struggle sometimes. That's how it be. It's natural things that happen, stuff that's out of our control.
Shout out to the background crew, because they be doing work. I was trying to sound like Tracy Morgan.
So this is this is at Wrigley Field. It's called the Double Diamond Waffle Fries.
Yo, is there a way that we can blow that up so I can see what is in that thing right there? That looks like it's got Cheetos, boneless chicken wings.
So the double down waffle fries is loaded with braised beef short ribs and red wine sauce, creamy fontina cheese sauce, bacon, mushrooms, fried onions, and scallions.
Yeah, that sounds good, but I bet you it's expensive. How much is that? You
So
think we can
currently
get
right now the price for this is $25.99.
for all of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's a purchase right there. We got to try that.
Also, some other
That's some take me out to the ball game kind of stuff right there. But you got to eat that either way in the beginning of the game or before the seventh inning stretch. I can't see you eating that in the second or third inning and then thinking you're gonna make it through the rest of the game.
And also the topping is bacon with bacon, mushrooms, fried onions as well on it. As they said, this is a shareable meal. So you shouldn't try to be a big bag and eating this meal by yourself.
That's a bad stomach ache. And it got creamy sauce on it. I'm good.
He said that's a bad
Yo, but look, hey man, look here.
You know what you do? You make sure that your seat is on the end. That way you ain't gotta excuse past nobody.
Closest to the stairs. That's closest
right
to the stairs.
Right. You can
when
just
it's
dart
time
right
to
up the
run,
stairs.
you just jump your ass up and get the getting. Uncle tried. Hey, don't be putting words in Unc out, but you can put some of that ribs in there. That shit look good, man. I eat it. I would try it. I would try it, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That
I would
sound
too.
good. I'm gonna try that. $25. I ain't buying one of them ugly ass jerseys, so I figure I gotta spend my money on something. I'll get that.
What you got against the Cubs jersey? You don't like none of them?
I don't like no. What is that? Why you gonna use the Reservoir Baseball Stadium? You extra. Hey, look here, man. If I gotta be extra something if I'm gonna be brave enough to eat what I just saw. Heck yeah. And don't be assuming, man. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that bad where you gotta go and blow up a whole stadium bathroom or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I hope not, though. Whoo, I hope not, bruh.
And and just in case somebody's coming in the back end, we're talking about blowing up the stadium. We're not talking about actually blowing up the stadium. You know
Oh
what we're
my
talking
God,
about.
yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Here we go. Oh my God, that being domestic terrorists on the man cave. No, we talking about stinking somebody out, bruh.
Yeah,
Just
if
for
you
no. There's not. This ain't got nothing to do with bravery, yo. All that is culinary. That's all that is culinary excellence right there. Now, Nate, let us again. You saw it.
mm-hmm.
It got to be done, huh?
Might be a temporary blockage in the body, but we'll get through it.
Ain't nothing that a couple of beers or a cold ass soda won't fix.
Oh yeah,
You
for
know what I'm
sure,
saying? You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? And all this. Too much. Too much. Hey, man. First of all, you got to enjoy life. That looked enjoyable. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a baseball game. If it ain't that good, I'm leaving anyway. I go get in the car and take off so I go home. I go blow my bathroom. I go blow my bathroom up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna eat good. I'm gonna eat good. That look good. I don't want. You know what? I know y'all was gonna eat it too. I know y'all gonna eat it. What did I say? It is a throne, though. So I guess so. I'll sit my ass right on top of it too. Hey man, I think it's only for a day.
Yeah, you know the stadiums. You know they have a lot of the stadiums have become real creative with the food that they provide, and you don't have to get that, but if you're one of those that likes to try different foods and stuff, give it a try. You can even vlog about it probably maybe. I was thinking about
Hey,
doing it.
yeah, that's right. Tell them, Nate. If you's a glizzy eater, eat a glizzy. I really want to do it because I know everybody gonna freak out. Why you talking about glizzies like that? I know Jay would be having a fit about a glizzy.
But I checked. I looked at some of the menus, and there are some at the stadium. They do have some things up there that for those who may not budget wise want to spend a lot of money that it fits within their pockets. They got certain things that you can eat and you won't even spend 20. You might not even spend $20. But if you go with your family, expect to spend almost $100.
Oh my God.
Kids want pretzels and cotton candy and all the other stuff. You're right over there,
Nah, because you made me $1,200. Goddamn.
Depends on how many kids you got with you,
I ain't bringing none of them motherfuckers with me. They stay at home. We going free tonight. No. Yeah, yo. He asking questions. He eating glizzies. Give me a beer. Hey, no, yeah, see? Mm-hmm. He asking you, Nate, like, would you eat a glizzy, Nate?
Ooh, me? I don't even eat those anymore. Like when I was a kid, that was natural. I never liked it with mustard though. Everybody would eat a mustard. I was a
How
ketchup
you
guy.
eat it? Oh, you was a ketchup guy. Oh, never mind.
And even if you catch me eat today, it's barbecue sauce on it.
Oh, fancy. Say with cheese too, right?
Sometimes.
No. All the time. If you're gonna have barbecue sauce, you gotta have cheese. Ah. I
It
agree
depends
with
on.
you on that. I agree with you, Madison Sin J. I do agree with you. You should be able to walk down the public sidewalk and enjoy a good hot dog whenever you choose. But you know, it'll be that young cat that drive up to you, be like, "Yo, man, you really eating that big glizzy like that?" Mess up your whole world. Just jack you up. I can't even enjoy my hot dog. No, you can't. That's a glizzy food.
You got them cutting it with a knife or whatever,
No. Mm,
trying to eat it with a
and,
fork.
yep, try to put some Grey Poupon on it. There you go. Pull up with the Bentley.
So if anybody, so with that, that was our grub of the week. If anybody, if you like these topics, please always offer, your insights. If you got comments about anything to improve the show, anything you want to see added on to the show. If you like the grub of the week content, I'll continue on with it as well. Just wanted to give some insight to certain things, try to give some different things to the show. Of course, a lot of this stuff I wasn't even doing last season on the first season of the show. So, just trying to expand the show and be able to entertain all the people here on the show. As always, we have if you ever want to, there's no pressure. If you ever want to donate to the show, there's donations to our virtual man cave, our cash app that's usually located at the bottom. You don't see it today, you'll see it tomorrow on our main show. But you can always donate to the show if you'd like to as well. Along with, as Unc said before, you wanted a hat. We have different hats. You let us know what color scheme that you want with your hat.
That's
Well,
that one right there. Wait. Let me get to the rest of his comment. Here's the full color one, and then we'll
as
give
you
you
see, this
the.
one has the apple with the virtual man cave VM in the middle. And also has it on the side. So if you want either one of these hats, you can order one. It's free shipping, handling. It's $30 for the hats. Just let us know
And
what color you would like.
remember, you can get it in a colorway. So if you got a favorite team or a favorite, way that you would like it with the brim, we'll hook you up. Of course, you can tell this is the New York Knicks colors, or like if you see in the background, we do the same, with the apple.
Right, like if you're a Cincinnati Reds fan and you want it in red and white, that could be an option for you.
Looking tight. We got flavors like now and laters. Word. Like Jolly Ranchers. Like Jolly Ranchers. There you go.
And
That's a
as
little
always,
nasty
again
now and later.
as always, as we close out this show, we want to thank all of our producers and producers there in the background who helped out with tonight's show with some of the content. Our good brother Jay, who was out there working hard out there to get us some content to be able to show for all of you out there. We always appreciate him for the hard work he does for us on all of our shows, along with Leo and the rest of the team. Before we get out of here, what you got for the people? Anything you want to say?
Yo, let me see. Yeah, go see Michael. Go see Michael. Matter of fact, for all y'all baseball fans and everybody here to watch this stuff, if you ain't never been a Michael Jackson fan, go see Michael. If you are a Michael Jackson fan, go see Michael. That's all I got today.
I'm gonna take a little bit from the video we showed earlier from Drew Maggie. It just shows that, hey, dreams can still come true. Whatever you want to do in your life, if you got something that you believe in, keep at it, and eventually it'll happen. It may not happen right away when you think it's supposed to happen or when you want it to, but if you keep at it, you keep pushing at it, one day, and then you can look back.
That, y'all. Manifest, y'all. We can manifest anything. Manifest the good, baby. Manifest the good.
And with that being said, for DESHANTA, for Jay, for Unc, I'm Nate. Thank you for coming out tonight. We hope to see you next week, and we'll see you tomorrow in the Man Cave. Peace.
Peace.